So we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we talk about things and it feels good to then be able to say, misery loves company. And you can talk about how things are terrible, things are terrible, things are terrible. But I want us to look at something. And that is the law. And we're going to hear from you guys as well this morning. I know the duvet is warm. You don't have to be outside holiday. You're using the time to do something else. Maybe it doesn't matter where you are. You're going to study a little bit extra because you don't have to be in class because it's a public holiday. But hear us out on this one, guys, that the Constitution is the law of the land. The Constitution is the guiding law for you in this country. Okay? That's number one. Number two is that everybody, it's not for some people, whereby you say, how about you use that Constitution? I'm okay. I don't need it. No. It's for everyone. When we're looking at elections, some things were very clear. That Minor Kiai took a case to court, and he said to them, and I'm just breaking this down in bite size for us to then be able to gobble it up. And he said, you know what? This thing doesn't make sense. That you go to your polling station, you vote. Not more than 600 of you can vote in that station, right? In the constituency, whatever. So you vote. Now, those votes are collated and then they're taken to the constituency tallying center.
Yes.
Right? All of those happen. And a returning officer at the bottom of that thing has said, okay, we've counted. These are the results. Somebody signs. They put them together. They tally. They get a number, the results, and they declare. I have counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700. And I have opened my mouth and have said, in this constituency, SpiceFM polling center, the number was 599 for Dennis, 1 for Ndu. Right?
Yes.
This then, all of you now, the different streams, take it like that. You now go to your constituency tallying center. Let's say it was then GM round a bus stop. We've all taken there, isn't it? Now, at GM bus stop, everybody now has brought their thing, isn't it? The returning officer at that point now says, you know what? This is the number that we have received. We can count. We put it together. And I have declared that in this tallying center, Dennis Aseto has won by 56,000 votes, whatever, to Ndu's 10. And so I have collated the results and I have declared. Sindio?
Kabisa.
Declared. I've even signed there. What Minor Kiai is saying is, since that has already been done, that should be final.
Final, yeah.
And this was prior to 2013. Ama?
True.
All right. He said this should be final. The courts, in their judicial freedom, decided, you know what? This guy is right. So essentially what you have done is that you have removed the need for a national tallying center because you have already tallied. Not only have you tallied, but you have declared. So this thing that people have been doing at Bomas since I don't know when, then essentially, according to this ruling, was unnecessary.
Yes.
And it was duplicitous in nature because the question is, if you have tallied and you have declared, why is everybody and their uncle still running to Nairobi and running to Bomas where you can transmit this thing electronically? The result that you have at the center is the same thing that you have at Bomas. So why do you need it? So the court agreed and they said, actually, you're right. That at the national tallying center, you are just repeating what people have done around the country.
Yes.
So there's no need for it.
You're actually repeating the tough work that has already been done.
The work has been done.
Yeah.
So when you have people at Boma sleeping there, people are still calculating, choir singing, rats off the ship. Hey, bana. Essentially, what the court has said is that is a useless activity. And that there is something that you may be trying to hide and or add, subtract, because we already know that the result is final.
Yes.
The presidential vote is the first one to be counted. So if you can accept that the member of parliament, MCA, senator, woman, rep, governor, whatever, is final at the constituency tallying center, why can't you then accept that the presidential vote is also final at the constituency tallying center?
Yeah.
Do you see? So, if all of these things remain equal, like we've said, 2013, 2017, 2022, why did we go to Bomas? And people go on to kill themselves, others singing until their voices are hoarse, and then you announce at Bomas. You should have announced at the whatever you announced at the CTC should have been final. So what were people doing at Bomas?
Yeah, because then again, you hear the language around that has been that the National Tallying Center has been where you verify what has been done at the constituency tallying center, right? But at the CTC, the declaration based off the ruling in the minor KI case, it is final. There is nothing else that you're doing, because the verification ought to happen at the constituency tallying center, because you have the custody of everything else, of the ballot papers at the constituency tallying center. In the event that you disagree with what has come from the polling stations, you can open up and recount the same. So what exactly are we doing at the National Tallying Center when there is nothing you're doing with regard to verifying? Because if I say I disagree with what you have, do we go back to the constituency tallying center where it was declared and recount these votes?
Why?
That's the question.
Why? So, if 1 + 1 on a normal day is 2, why have people been going to Bomas? And should you not then be able to get the form that was brought to you by your RO at the CT, now we're using acronyms, by your returning officer at the constituency tallying center, and actually go back and trace and say, this was the result of the election? You actually don't need to look for the server. You don't need to look for that guy called Jose inside the back of somewhere dark. No. If those forms, 31A, B, C, D, Z, are still available, you should actually be able to go to them and say, hey, around the 290 polling stations, and then the 1,000 and whatever, this is the result. Collect, and it has already been declared. You should, if whatever happened at Bomas is the same thing that happened on those forms, then you can say, yes, actually, this is what happened. But if it did not, then you start to ask yourselves, in 2013, in 2017, in 2022, after the minor KI ruling, if it's different, then you have a problem.
You have a problem because, remember, when we talk about these results being declared, who are the people who are around that process? We have party agents, we have presidential agents, and we have members of parliament who are always hanging around, right? Because they also...
Everybody's guarding their votes.
Them and their agents, plus their opponents who are guarding their votes. So by the time by the time you get to a member of parliament, the presidential results have already been released, because we start with them. And that means everybody has agreed, including the opponents of the results that are there. So we're not talking about an individual, we're talking about a community of people who've agreed to this result that has been given. So by the time it gets to Nairobi, what are you doing when everybody else has agreed with it? We're talking about 290 results across the country that keeps us here for 5 days.
Why? Why? Because why do we... If the IEBC is well aware of this, what's so difficult then in actually following what the law says? Because you know what? The minor KI ruling was not just a ruling whereby they said, okay, well, we've had a fun day in court. Let's say that minor KI and whatever he's brought to us makes sense, and then let's do away with that thing. No, it was made law. A judicial ruling essentially then became law, that this is what you should actually follow. So if this is in the law, then why does it make it so difficult to actually follow it? And why wouldn't the IEBC insist, IEBC as well as other officers, insist that this thing actually be done? If you don't want to follow the law, then there's something else that you want to do that is outside the law, which essentially is breaking the law.
I mean, this is what that ruling said. Let's just read it.
Okay.
The case upheld that the case upheld that the results declared at the polling station are not provisional but final, and therefore cannot be altered by the national returning officer, who is the IEBC chairperson at the National Tallying Center. IEBC is a corporate body operating through its officers. Article 138(3)(c) of the Constitution buttresses these by stating that the presiding officer at the polling station level and the returning officers at each subsequent level are mandated with tallying, verifying, and count and declaring the results. Once the results are declared at the polling station, candidates or their agents are obliged to sign declaration forms 34B, and each candidate or agent is given a copy of the declared results. Remember what I told you? Everybody, including their agents, sign on that document to say, we agree with this document. Right? So by the time this is coming to, like the National Tallying Center that we've just said shouldn't be there, who are the people who are backing that process? Because already it's been backed by a plethora of people who said, we agree with the results.
So they shouldn't actually come back to the NTC and say, well, this is not true. Because you agreed. You had agents that you all agreed back there. So you see, all of these games that have been happening all of these things that have been happening are actually games.
It's games.
It is. For anybody to come and shout and throw chairs and do whatever you wanted to do at NTC, you've already agreed. There should be nobody with a laptop also now waiting for results so that we can add plus minus divide by 7. That should not be happening.
No, it should not.
All you do is, in fact, you shouldn't actually be there. It's not necessary for everybody to come out and say, maybe the national returning officer is not to change anything. It's not waiting for anything so that they can calculate. It's not sitting and saying, oh, this one came, let me add it to... Yours is to just announce the winner of the presidential election and say, based on what I have received, this is the winner. End of story, period. Nobody should be adding or subtracting anything anywhere.
Yeah. Because I think the only thing it needs to do is to look at the other provisions now. Have you garnered 50 plus 1? You know? And that is now, take a calculator. You can even use your phone. Just do the mathematics. And you have your president. It is an exercise that should not take you more than an hour. It
shouldn't take you more than an hour.
It shouldn't. Because you're getting results from 290 constituencies.
Because all of this, even you and I, now, if you give us 600 things to count, we can do it in the next 10 minutes. We can count 600 because that's the number that is at each polling station. And we can count 600. So you can imagine this is being replicated at the same time by 290 others. 1,430 elections, what we're told is happening. 1,430, or is it 1,480? They can all replicate this thing at the same time. In an hour, you have your results. Why does it take days? Nature abhors a vacuum. If there's nothing going on, somebody's bound to fill it with something. Can we actually say that there have been some rough games that have been going on, and that's why everybody has been buying tea, sitting down, waiting for who to come or not to come, and then somebody's thinking that they need to be adding something, waiting for something somewhere? No.
And then there is also the conversation that has been rife. You remember even when we went to the Supreme Court, right? There was this conversation about the server and whatnot, right? So when you talk about the server, to be specific, why does the server then become an important aspect of the same when we know that these results have been counted manually, right? They have been certified manually. All that you need to do is to take a photo and transmit the same. But the hard copies are there. Individuals, other agents were given a copy of the same. So the election is predominantly, majorly manual as opposed to digital.
And you have it.
You have the paper.
You have it.
And even when you take the photo, you have it in your phone. You have the copy you can share even on WhatsApp. So where is this conversation about fungua server tuoni chenyiko kwa server? Because the hard copies of that piece of paper are there. The results have been placed on the board outside every polling station and outside the constituency tallying center. So what exactly are we looking for in the server?
At some point, the chickens will come home to roost. And I think that that's where there's an understanding. You know, a lot of us don't actually have an understanding of what happens during an election. For you to then be able to come and counter anything, you must have the knowledge and understanding. So all of this where everybody sits down and waits to see what's happening at Bomas, I don't know where it's going to be next year. But you shouldn't actually have one. You don't need a national tallying center. That's what we are saying. Because there's nothing that you should be tallying nationally.
Nothing.
There's nothing you should actually be tallying nationally.
You are announcing.
You're just announcing. You can actually do it from a hotel lobby. Or in your office with a couple of microphones for the media if you need to do that. And what this does is actually allows media to actually
calling
the election with provisional results. Because if you had the law being followed, media could actually, because every single media, and then we would stop this problem of one media having one number, another media house having another number, somebody else having another number, and you actually don't know what the case is. And whatever then suits your fancy at the time is who you're going to be watching. Oh, well, my candidate seems to be up by 100,000 votes. Let me watch this station. Let me watch this channel. You see what I'm saying? If we're actually following the law, every single outlet that is publishing results should be the same. Should be the same, Dennis. I don't think you've heard what I've said.
It should be the same.
That if Ndu Media and Dennis Media are announcing or were showing on the tickers that we have the results, because they have come from the constituency tallying center, they should be the same.
Yes. You know why? Because you have members of the media. Because that would mean, Ndu, as Dennis Media, I would need 290 reporters whose sole goal is to get that information and send to me. So would Ndu Media have 290 individuals to get the constituency results of the president, right? And that would mean in all these constituencies, we have agents and observers as well who would have the same information. So that would mean media would be able to call it out, observers would be able to call it out, and any other Kenyan would be able to share this on the social media, and everybody collects the same and end up with the same result.
The sad thing, even as we go to a break, we'll come back in a bit. The sad thing is that, unfortunately, folks are already thinking where the new NTC is going to be for 2027. I'm sure they are right now saying that, where are we going to have this NTC? You don't need one. And the question is being asked of us this morning. Just tell me one thing. Are they going to remove this National Tallying Center when it comes to 2027? Are they actually going to do that? We're going to talk to you guys in just a minute. We're going to take a short break in order for us to do that. But the questions are coming in and they're coming in hot. Is it possible to take out the Bomas question come 2027? I just wanted to know. We've allocated so much money to renovate because people want to make sure that there's a place to do the thing properly. That you don't need it. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
You don't need a back room somewhere with computers buzzing and air conditioners to keep the computers cool because you're tallying. You do not need a tally. The law says it's final at the CTC.
Do you know what that system, that back room and that server does? It has your details when you are being given the ballots, because that is where your biometrics go, and it is to determine that Ndu was here at such a time, because there are timestamps. We took her biometrics. Is it thumb?
Yes.
Is it your eyes? And that is stored in that server. That server would never tell you how many votes a set of presidential candidate 2032 did receive. It will never tell you that, because the counting process is what again? Is manual.
It is manual. Exactly. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a break and then come and start looking at some of these questions, because also they're coming in. And then also take your calls, because do we see the sense? Is it making sense to us now that a lot of the things that has been forced down your throat and you thinking it actually makes sense is actually unlawful? Hello? Unlawful. It is not required. All these people who go and now do a slumber party at Bomas for 3 nights
with their laptops.
What are they calculating? People that this big money that IEBC has asked for from Parliament to do the thing has actually given you the results that you need at the constituency tallying center. You don't need to go to another big hotel to start doing things and have choirs that you're paying allowances every day to come and start singing for you. You actually do not need it. That the commission can actually announce the results from a hotel lobby or from, like you said, their office.
At the footsteps of KICC.
Hey, Yawa Jameni. See, this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we can see that you're talking to us on socials today. If you want to have a word around this, to be able to even understand what goes on when you do vote or when you participate in an election, the process and how it actually works is very important for you to know, because it is you then at the end of the day who was part of the process, right? We're taking your comments as well on our socials, YouTube, Facebook, and on X. And we're coming back to this famous minor Kiai ruling where we talk about at the polling station, even that result is final.
Yes.
They go at the polling station, that result is final.
It's final, yeah.
That one, when they count, because somebody counts, they count 1, 2, 3, 600.
Yeah.
It is final. Because that happens at the polling station. All of those now go to the constituency tallying center. That now is, can you say final again?
Yeah, it is now, because at the constituency now, it is the collation of everything from the polling
in that constituency.
That then says, in this constituency that has, say, 20 polling centers, this is the result.
In this constituency. And there are 290 of those in the country. Are we together so far?
Yeah, because so far we have around 46,000 polling stations. So in one constituency, you'd find 10-20 polling stations.
Exactly.
Yes.
We are together, guys.
So results,
even at the polling station,
it is final.
It is a final result.
Hey.
But it's just that now it is tallied so that you now have less numbers when you're looking across board.
Yes.
And there are 290 constituencies, and each constituency has a tallying center where each of the polling stations still bring their results.
Yes.
Donge?
Yes.
All right. Now, it's just for us to repeat. Hello. They said that result is final. So we are repeating. There is no need for an NTC. There is no tallying that you are doing at Bomas or whichever hotel or whatever that you're going to pick next. That process is null and void because the law says that what people have been doing the whole day when they've been counting is exactly what you're going to go and repeat at Bomas or wherever, and it is unnecessary.
It is expensive for Mwananchi. It is null ab initio on arrival. So
the thing is that in chaos, there are some people who thrive.
Thank you.
Because then they imagine that, who is counting what, it's counting where, so that, no. We are coming from a very simple point of view here where it's said, it's not even me who is saying, the law has said that when you do and you're finished counting once, it's done. Are we taking your calls this morning? Yes, we are. We're going to hear from you because as your calls come, we want to understand what you understand from this as well. Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Please tell me your name and where you're calling from, sir.
This is James, yeah?
James?
Yep.
Yes, where are you calling from, James?
Nairobi.
You're calling from Nairobi. Okay, tell us what you think.
It is simple, yeah?
Yes.
We still need the National Tallying Center.
You need a National Tallying Center?
It has to be there. Why is it that you don't want it to be there now?
Okay.
Because the boogeyman is not around there.
Which boogeyman?
No, I don't want to name names here. Tallying Center must be there.
For what?
The issue of stealing election must be there. You know, the last time we had the free and fair election was 2002. For the last 20 years, it has never been free and fair.
Okay.
So why do we want it to be free and fair now?
Okay, I understand what you're saying now. Are you looking for free and fair now when you've not done free and fair for 20 years?
Free and fair.
Okay, you just want to continue doing chaos and nonsense.
Listen, not chaos. The people who have been stealing election are on the other side. Now Raila is not there. Now we need a free and fair. This is hogwash. Stealing election has to be there. That is the baseline.
So if you don't have a stolen election, it will not be normal?
Let me tell you, it's either you steal it or I steal it.
Okay.
So if you are fast enough, it's okay. It is part of our, it is part of our cuisine. You get the point?
All right.
Let me tell you, say the truth. We are in Kenya. Election in Kenya is always being determined by people who count the votes, not people who cast the votes.
Yes.
As that's the baseline.
Okay. James.
Yes, James.
That is it, brother. Now, if you don't have my name, I call you, say, who is that?
James, we have your name. I'm very sorry. Don't be angry. Thank you very much.
I'm not sorry.
Asante sana.
Thanks, James. Asante.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Let's hear from you've had. Yeah. Why do you people want to change it? You've been rigging and stealing this whole time. Now, Sahi is when you want to follow the law.
You've been knowing.
No. James says no. Don't do that. All right. Talk to us, guys, this morning. 0732 142 653 0732 142 650. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Morning too.
Yes, sir. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from here, Kitengela.
Oh, yes, in Kitengela?
Yep. Sasa I'm asking. Mbona leo mnagonga ndio ndipo
Mbona leo tunafanya nini?
Mnagonga ndio ndipo.
Aje.
Tunagonga penye iko. Okay, we are hitting the nail on the head.
Oh, very good.
Mnagonga kwa msumari bana.
Si ni mzuri ama?
Ndio hapo ndio sasa unajua na nyinyi mjue kule mtalala. Mimi unaona mkigudiwa.
Tunalala kwa Evelyn.
Tunakuja kulala kwako.
Mambo ya bomba siweke kuku huko na wazungu. Unaona? Tumalizane kwa ground.
Hapo kwa
vitu vingine.
Hapo kwa constituency maliza tu hapo.
Ndio hiyo sasa. Waambie round hii Gen Z wote na kwa Gen Z na babu wa Gen Z wote tuko saidi hiyo.
Hapo kabisa.
Sawa.
Asante sana bro. Asante sana bro.
Shukran sana.
Have a good one.
Have a good one. Asante sana. We're hearing from more of you this morning. Okay, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning, Dennis. Good morning, Ndu.
Morning.
Good morning.
My name is Colin.
Yes, Collins.
I'm calling from Soy in Kakamega County. On this matter, we would just like to request for just one matter on this matter. That we can be able to easily tally our vote, easily declare our vote, whether it is in our party secretariat, whether it is in our media houses, whether it is in our homes, and stick the IEBC, is it commission or the chair of the commission to just declare.
Yes.
Let us have us popping champagne if we are losers. Let us have congratulating the winners if we are losers. Let us have our losers early enough give their conceding speech, even to legitimize president.
Yes.
Even to legitimize the president, that we can see we have tallied, we have lost, we can give our conceding speeches, we can give our winning speeches, so that whatever happens in these halls they call the national tallying centers, or they can call all the presidential candidates, even after they have conceded, so that they can witness the president being issued with his or her certificate of the president.
There you go.
Let it be a formality on that last day that the IEBC decides to declare a president. But let the country be in a position to know their MCA, to know their MP, to know their woman rep, to know their representative early enough, because the tallying is clear. The tallying is at the polling center.
Okay, there you go. And
so that the final result is just a formality.
It's just declaration.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Just a declaration and a process that will lead to the swearing in of the president.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, people.
Cheers, you too. We're taking more of your calls this morning. But Nuru, this is the point, my dear, even as a comment that you sent in this morning, that no tallying is supposed to take place, that there is no need for a national tallying center, because the results of an election have been tallied and they have been declared at the constituency. So the returning officer, which in this case is the chairperson of the IEBC, is to come and declare.
Thank you.
Declare. Declaration is all that is required.
It's just to come and announce.
Exactly. Announce. That's all. There is no tallying that should take place after the tallying has happened at the polling station and at the constituency tallying center. Period.
If anything, there should be a standard statement for all the chair based off the results that we have received from the constituency tallying centers.
You can't come and tell.
And so has been declared the president. I declare so and so the president, because
based on the results that I have received.
Yes, from the constituency. There is no tallying, there is no verification that should happen at the NTC.
Because you have hired people, you have paid them money, you have budgeted for people to do the exact same thing that you want to then come and repeat. Do you see the sense, Nuru?
Yes.
That there shouldn't be that same collating that you're talking about then happening again at another center. That is what the law says. That's why Maina Kiai went to court and said, why should we have a duplication of processes and resources when it has already been done? Donge. All right, let's take some more calls this morning. Just a reminder, 0732 142 653, 0732 142 650. Good morning.
Good morning to...
Yes, sir.
Morning.
I think the law is very clear.
The law is clear. What does the law say according to you?
On the electoral process. The Form that 4A is a final document from the polling station. Form that 4B is a final document from the constituency level. Form that 4C is a tallying is a national from the National Tallying Center, and from that 4B is the final document now to declare the president. So hizi zingine naona tu ni is a hoax. Kwanza the UDA members of parliament or the guys from the UDA, they are scaring people by telling them they will steal the vote. Steal the vote how?
Come and vote.
You come vote.
Come and vote. And then you know I've interacted with a lot of people, and people are, they are fear mongering people now. I think their strategy now is to make people not to go to the polling station vote. Because a lot of people are saying, hata nikivote tu itaibiwa tu, wanaipanga. And they let Raila Odinga had a way to manage people. Whenever he lost the election, he said, wameiba. And now that is stuck through the minds of people.
Yeah.
Which is something I think that should be changed. Because people always think that the election will be stolen. Every time, wanasema, hata nikienda tu, najua tu vile wamepanga.
So they don't go and vote.
Yeah, I think also the UDA members, they know what they are doing because, they have the intelligence. They know people are believing they're going to steal the vote, or which is not going to happen.
Vote.
Yeah, those are my views.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your call this morning.
Do you know we're waiting at a time when we will see how desperate these legislators are when they're coming to beg for your vote? I'm telling you, people will help you clean your house with a mop. Watu watapiga deki.
We're taking a couple more calls this morning. Let's hear from you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, too.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling in from. All right, that's gone. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Du and Dennis.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
How are you? I don't know whether I pronounce the name Du properly because I don't know if that is a Christian name or her surname.
It's a Christian name, but it's not an English name. There's a big difference. But go ahead and please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm Jeremiah Nyango from Bondo.
Okay.
I quite agree with you totally, 100% anyway, that the tallying having been done at the polling station and at the constituency level should be enough to give us the winner of the presidential candidate. I think moving to Nairobi, if they are going to do the final tallying in Nairobi, is a way of stealing votes and making Kenyans go to war or to civil war rather than in a peaceful election which has actually been fair and free. It will never be fair and free if it's two polling station and the constituency tallying center are ignored. So that is my opinion. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Onyango, for your call this morning. Indeed. All right, we'll take a couple more of your calls this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Ndu jambo.
Jambo sana.
I'm happy with the conversation today.
Ebu salimia Aseto.
Dennis Aseto is a good friend of mine. Aseto, morning.
Morning to you, sir. How are you?
You and I'm good. I'm just fat.
Just fat.
Calling you from Narok.
Narok. Tell us.
I'm telling guys, 27th August, let's go and vote. Those people are daring us kwamba wataiba kura. Kama if they are men enough, let them try. We have decided we will vote. We will come out and vote, and the vote ends at the polling station. Period.
Yes, period.
Hiyo mambo ingine ya kusema hiyo ni njama wanatafuta kini. Those are kicks of a dying horse.
Yeah.
If they are aware they have done something, why are they scared? Let them wait. The Kenyans, our watu wanasema tu vituko. We are just waiting for them. We will go and vote very early in the morning. Hata mimi niliacha kupiga kura 2022, but this time round nimechukua kura, niko kadi.
Very good, just
good.
I will vote, and I'm encouraging Kenyans wasisikiza wanasiasa ni wakora. Let's go very early in the morning. We go and vote.
Kabisa.
And our vote this time round will count.
Amen.
That is it. Because tukiangalia mambo mengi vile kunaendelea kufanyika. Hey, whoever is cheated kwamba atamanuva, the vote we are going to vote is a protest vote. And always a protest vote in a win. Hakuna mahali mtu ataenda asema amefanya hivi porocho. Otherwise, I'm happy. Let me allow others to contribute. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much, Josfat. Indeed, there are a number of others contributing. Let's take some more calls. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Do and Dennis.
Good morning,
How are you?
sir.
My name is Jangan Jogu.
Yes, sir.
I'm calling from Dubai.
You're calling from Dubai. All right, let us know. What are your thoughts around this? Are you coming to Nairobi to vote, coming to Kenya to vote next year?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. I have to, yeah. And for me, I want to say that I've already participated in some election activities.
Yeah.
And what I would like to say is that if there'll be any rigging, for me, I'll blame mostly teachers, because you find that most of the time the staffs who are hired for temporary duties during IBC, as clerk and presiding officer, are mostly teachers. So for me, if teachers are tired of their payslip, then for this time they should stand for the country. And the issue of my Nakiai, is that elections finish at the polling station, and then the tallying should end at the constituency level.
Yes.
So that we can all tally. In fact, it will be easy even for the media. One media can take one county, another media can take another country, and they do their tallying, and then we can do the math and find the winner within a day. In fact, it doesn't have to take 2 days, right?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
That is my point. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so much for that.
Eid Mubarak.
Eid Mubarak.
Mubarak wa min al-faidin.
Thank you.
We take the final one this morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, that one seems to have gone. But this is it. And I love the spirit that people are coming out and saying, it's not about who did what, when. I am coming out to vote. And we understand that you guard your vote by actually coming and engaging in the process. And that the law has been stated in terms of what needs to happen. Somebody actually wants to start a hashtag and says, we reject Boma's NTC. Okay. I don't know. But I mean, these are some of the things that we're talking about. Understanding the law, understanding what it says, and then being involved in a process whereby those things are actually kept. I wish we could take more of your calls as we're getting them this morning. But it's just to know that we're all engaged in this, no matter what. Thank you for keeping it here. More conversations coming your way. More of these conversations will be happening as we get into the period where we want to hear from people and how they are engaged. Sawa, we'll do it. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.